Okay, well, kind of sucks. Thank you. Hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mick and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I feel like I haven't done like a challenge reading vlog in so long, and honestly I haven't done that many reading vlogs really at all recently, and I want to change that. So I have quite a few planned for this month, but this week specifically, obviously you already know, I'm doing the random number generator picks how many pages I read every day for a week. I've never done like a random number generator video premise before, so I'm very excited. Also, it's pretty cute because the day that I'm starting this, May 8th, is actually my channel's birthday. I know, hold the applause, thank you. That's so weird. I can't believe I've been posting for a year. That actually doesn't even make sense. Time's not real. And I actually would really appreciate it if you not go back and watch my first video on my channel, because it's kind of a hard watch. It's definitely, I've improved since then, that's for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to say that because I wanted to say thank you so much, whether you are newer here or you've been around since my early content. I love this community. I love posting on here. I love getting to edit cute little videos and talk to you guys about books and document parts of my life that I wouldn't otherwise have the motivation to document. I just love posting on here and having a community on here, and it's really fun. So if you're here and you've supported at all, it means a lot. And yeah. I love this community. I love this platform. It's so much fun. So now that this sappy part is out of the way, let's go ahead and do a random number generator video. See how many pages I'm going to be reading today. I'm gonna start off by doing between 50 and 150 pages as like my range. I could do up to 200, but I really just don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to read 200 pages, especially because today's May 8th. And I have not read anything yet so far this month. Like, I'm not slumping, I just like am not feeling in the mood to pick up a book, and so I want to maybe not set myself up for failure by starting out with 200 pages when I haven't read anything in a while. You know? So I'm gonna do 150, and then depending on how today goes, maybe I'll bump it up to 200. Maybe I'll bump it up to 200 tomorrow. We'll see, but we're starting with 150. I have my little number generator wheel thing pulled up. Go ahead and spin and see how many pages I'll be reading today. Let's see. Ready? Spinning, not the sound effect. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're doing 144 pages. We're doing 144 pages today, and you know what? I should have expected that. I should have expected that it would be top of the potential numbers on day one, because why wouldn't it be? Which, you know what? I feel like is actually very doable considering I'm starting with a thriller. I'm starting with The Fury by Alex Michaelides, not entirely sure how you pronounce his name. I've always read it like Michaelides, but lately I've been hearing people say Michaelides, so I'm not sure. But I have read 2 other books by this author, and I wasn't obsessed with either of them. So this is third time's a charm. I'm giving Mr. Alex a third chance. Also, recently I've really just been enjoying using thrillers as like a palate cleanser in between other reads, and I don't feel like I have to be super impressed by them to enjoy my time reading them. So even if this is kind of a flop, I think I'll still have a good time. So yeah, this is book number 1. I'll be reading 144 pages of her today, and hopefully getting back in the mood to read this month. I don't know a ton about the plot of this. All I really know is that it's kind of like Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery adjacent, in that it's like a group of people go to a rich and famous person's island, I think maybe in Greece, and somebody dies, and it's kind of like a whodunit between the people that were on the island at the time. Very similar to Glass Onion. So yeah, that's all I really know. I think I'm gonna start reading this, and then I will check back in with you guys and give you more of a sense of what it's about once I have it, or maybe just a general update depending on how things are going. And yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to start this while I'm still on my lunch break, and then I will get back to you guys with thoughts when I have them. Okay. sorry, I'm sitting on your tail, aren't I? Oh no, you're tucked in. I'm sorry. So, I'm pretty much exactly halfway. This book is very strange. The narration style of this is so bizarre. I don't know, it's really weird. Basically, I don't remember how much I said about the premise of this, but it's basically about this movie star woman and a group of her friends and her husband and her son. They go to this Greek island that she owns to kind of like get away, and then somebody dies while they're there. So it's kind of like a whodunit, but it's told from like the perspective of one of the guys, like one of her friends that's on this trip. He makes it explicitly clear in the beginning it's not really a whodunit. It's not supposed to feel like a whodunit. And he also makes it explicitly clear that like he is the narrator. Like it's a very clear voice. Like you're definitely like he is talking to you directly and telling you the story, but then he also slips into like third person omniscient where he's like telling you the thoughts and feelings and experiences of everybody else in the story, like slipping into it and then slipping back into first person. And he says like it's because he was keeping journals at the time, and so he had like insight into how everyone was feeling and what everyone was thinking. But that just feels so strange. Like I've never read a book with that kind of format. Like it's so bizarre, and it also just feels as though he is fabricating everything, because you're like, how would one person that has like this sarcastic, weird personality be giving me objective, truthful insight into other people's minds? Which I guess is the point, because in the beginning he's like, obviously sometimes it's hard to remain objective. And he's literally telling you in the beginning he's gonna be an unreliable narrator, and I just like cannot get that out of my mind because of the way the narration is. Like it's like it doesn't want you to forget that like probably nothing you're experiencing is true. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. It's so strange. It's really weird. Also, right now it feels like there's no stakes. Like I know like at the point where we're at, halfway, someone has died, and obviously there are suspicions being introduced as to why and how that happens, like who did it. But I'm like, what could possibly happen in the back half of this that would make it's also like so slow, so I'm like, what? Like there's no stakes. Like I don't know, I'm not like invested. Like I don't care. Like I'm not at the edge of my seat like waiting to find out who killed this person, because I'm like, okay, like, you know, I don't know. It's one of those that it's like I am reading it very quickly because the writing style lends itself to that, but it's not fast paced. It's not thrilling. There's not high tensions. The stakes don't feel very high, even though they technically are, because someone has died and that means that somebody in this story is a murderer. I don't know. This is a very weird reading experience. It also could be partially just because I'm kind of slumpy a little bit right now, but I also do know that this doesn't have the highest of ratings, so maybe it's not just a me thing. I don't know. All I know is it's midnight. It's time for me to go to bed, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow morning for another spin of the number generator to probably finish this tomorrow. Okay, good night. Good morning, everyone. I'm running late for work, so I have to do this super quick, but I'm gonna do my number spinner to figure out how many pages I have to read today. I'm going to a musical after work with my friend and coworker, so I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to read again today. I'm assuming I'll be able to do most of it at work, considering it's like supposed to be a slower day, so we'll see. But I'm keeping it at 150 because otherwise I'm setting myself up for failure once again. So, okay, let's go ahead and do it. We are spinning. Okay, 85. I might read more than that because I feel like 85 puts me pretty close to the back half of the book. So I have a feeling if I have enough time, I might finish The Fury today. I don't know. That might be being bold. 85 is definitely doable. Like I think I'll even have time to just do that at work, and I won't have to read any when I get home from the musical late at night. So anyways, okay, I'm running late for work, so I have to go, but I will keep you posted. Okay. Which is 85 pages where I was. And now it's time for bed because it is 12:02 a.m. So time for bed. I'll be finishing this probably in the morning. Oh yeah, I literally have what, like 60 pages left, so I'll be finishing this tomorrow. Inserting something new. Okay, good night. Good morning. So I read my 85 pages of The Fury yesterday. I'm now on page 229 of 290 something. So I'm in the home stretch. I'm almost done with this. I think I'll finish it regardless of how many pages I get when I spin. Let's go ahead and spin. I'm actually running late for work as per usual. I'm wondering, do I go maybe for Saturday and Sunday? I'll go up to 200 pages because I have like no plans, which is the most exciting thing in the whole world. So I'll have time to read, but let's go 150 just today, and maybe we'll switch it up tomorrow. So ready? Spinning. Okay. 108 is how many pages we're reading today. That's so easy. We love that. Okay, so that does, however, mean I'm gonna have to start a new book once I finish The Fury. So I have two ideas, and they're both for my May TBR because I'm gonna really try and get through my May TBR this month. So I grabbed one of them, but I grabbed the second one just in case. So I'll be bringing 3 books with me to work because I'm bringing The Fury. I'm gonna finish that probably. And then I'm torn between 2 for what I'm gonna read next. I'm either gonna read The Naturals just because I'm still feeling kind of slumpy in reading The Fury, and I think it's because I don't like it very much. Not having a very good time. Quite bored, actually. I guess I didn't even really say that last night, but it hasn't improved. And I'm in the tail end of it, and I think I'm supposed to be like super engrossed at this point, obviously, because reveals are happening. But he even says it in the book, they're not supposed to be crazy reveals, but I'm just like not invested at all. Like I'm like literally like, okay, let's. So it's kind of making me feel a little bit worse. Remember at the beginning of this video when I was like, I'm not slumping? I might be slumping a little bit. So I want to read something that's gonna pull me out of it, and I think The Naturals will do that. I hope that this weird mindset I'm in doesn't affect how I feel about this because I'm very excited for it. The Naturals is a young adult mystery crime series. It's basically described as young adult criminal minds. I know I'm gonna fly through it and I'm gonna love it. Like I feel like I might even start and finish this today. That's really bold to say, but who knows? That's the way people talk about this. So this is option number 1. And then option number 2 is 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. I don't know why, but this is really calling to me right now. I'm planning on potentially going to the beach tomorrow, assuming the sun's out, because it's like fighting for its life right now. And if I am, I feel like this is such a good beach read. Like it's kind of like what I'm in the mood for. Giving wine mom on the beach. But I don't know. I also feel like this is the kind of thing that might take a second to get into, and it's not my usual genre, so it might just be a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna start with The Naturals just to see if it really is just The Fury that's making me feel weird, like if I'm just not liking it. And hopefully this will pull me out of whatever weird headspace I'm in, and then if this one's not working, I'll give this one a try. We're juggling 3 books today. Anyways, I have to go, but I will check in with you guys when I potentially finish this and start one of the next ones. Okay. I am on page 283, so I'm almost done. I have like literally 10 pages left, so let's finish her. One thing that Mr. Alex Michaelides loves to do is throw little callbacks to his old books. I can't complain, I love an Easter egg, but like it's always just like one line. And we're done. I finished The Fury by Alex Michaelides, which I did the math, and that was 66 pages that I had to read to finish that. Not my cup of tea. I think I've just come to the conclusion that I don't jive with this author's writing style. This is the 3rd book that I just haven't felt connected to. That's just not ideal, especially with a thriller. Like you can still be so engaged in a thriller that maybe like the story or the format or whatever it is not like the greatest thing you've ever read, but still be like entertained. And I would say like overwhelmingly for me at least, these thrillers, I am not super riveted. I feel like that mainly in this one at least comes down to the nature of the narration. Like the fact that our narrator knew everyone's thoughts at all times, like very much lent itself to he's making this all up, which was like kind of the point, you know, because he's like a playwright and he was like, I'm telling the story or whatever. But then I just like wasn't shocked by any of the twists because I was like, well, yes, like clearly you have an unreliable narrator here. Do you know what I mean? And I know that was on purpose, but I really think all it did for me at least was make me feel incredibly disconnected. Characterization wise, it just felt like it was lacking a little bit, and I just wasn't invested. I don't know. Reading is so subjective. So I think personally this is I rated it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I think like I gave Ward D by Frida McFadden 2.5 stars last month, and I feel like they're very different, but in terms of like the way I felt about them, very much the same level. So I think this is a 2.5 for me as well, which kind of sucks. Oh, and I forgot to say, I got this from a little free library actually last week, and I like couldn't get out of my head after I picked it up and wanted to read it, and that's why I started this video with it, not because it's been on my TBR for any length of time. But that means I'm just going to return this right back to the Little Free Library ecosystem, as Tia says when she's talking about Little Free Libraries. So yeah, anyways, that's it for this one. But I really want something that is going to pull me out of this weird feeling. Like I'm just feeling like I don't want to consume any media. Like nothing is feeling entertaining or appetizing to me. So I think The Naturals might have a shot at doing it. We'll see. Just then I read 10 pages, so I just need what? I just need to read 32 more pages to reach the goal for the day, but hopefully read a little bit more than that and I will get engaged into the story and want to continue this. I really, really would like to want to read. So up my alley. Like, I love Criminal Minds. I love when things are easy to read. Like, look at this font and these margins. Like, that is so good. That is a breeze if I've ever seen it, so I'm very excited about that. And everyone seems to love the characters and the world and the relationships, and I'm just very excited. So that's it for right now. I will check in with you guys later. But book number 1 done, on to book number 2. We're making progress. Chapter 6. A little bit ago I was organizing my closet and I put on the Parent Trap. I think I'm gonna finish that and then maybe I'll read more of this before bed, but it is, no I won't. It is currently 12:05 a.m. so I fear after the Parent Trap is over it's bedtime. So talk to you in the morning for more spinning. Good morning everybody. I am about to go on a walk and I know that The Naturals has an audiobook on Spotify. So sorry that you can see the camera reflected in that. That's not what I was trying to do. The Naturals has an audiobook that I will most likely be listening to while I'm on said walk. So I figured I needed to do my spinning before I left the apartment. So I'm feeling a little crazy today because it's Saturday and as of right now I don't have any plans. So I think I'm changing the intervals for today to 0 to 200. It was originally 50 to 150. So I could technically get less than previously or more than previously. Feeling kind of crazy. Also sorry that I look like this. Like I said, I'm going on a walk. So I'm sorry. Okay, ready? Spinning. Okay, so it made absolutely no difference. We have 97 pages to read today. I've said this multiple days in a row, but I think there's a chance I will just read more than that in general because The Naturals, which I started yesterday, is very fast-paced, very fun concept. This girl, Cassie, is in high school. She's like 16 or 17, I think, and she has this ability to read people, to like know their interests and their likes and their dislikes and predict their behavior. She's like a natural profiler, and so she gets recruited by the FBI to join this special task force of young people that have special abilities, not supernatural abilities, not superpowers, but like are just gifted in one way or another. There's one that can like read emotions. There's one that's like really good at statistics. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's so fast paced. I read those 42 pages last night, or 32, however many, like so fast. And I would have stayed up to read more if it wasn't already so late. So it's cloudier than it was supposed to be. So I was originally planning on going to the beach, as I've said multiple times, I think, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because it's probably, I think it's like cloudy and low 60s on the beach. But I might go tomorrow. I don't know. The beaches in LA are so finicky. Like you think it's gonna be warm and then it's freezing cold. I really need warm weather. I need a warm beach day is what I was really envisioning for myself. Like sandwich on the beach vibes was really my only goal for today. So we're gonna have to reevaluate and I will let you know what my plan ends up being when I have one. So okay, let's go for a walk. I'm on page 100. I was listening to the audiobook on and off while I was doing laundry and cleaning and decluttering and just like everything for the last, I think like 3 hours at this point. What time is it? Yeah. Anyways, I'm on page 100 and this is like, it's making me feel the way that I feel and I'm watching Criminal Minds. Like there's such a specific feeling where I feel like I'm still in the show even when I'm not watching it, but like in a good way, not like in an unsettled way. Like the cases haven't even started yet. Okay, they haven't even tackled a case yet. I'm so like, the feeling is like so specific. Yeah. I'm already getting all the teen angst. There's already like, if you've read the Inheritance games, there is a Jameson coded character. Loving that. And yeah, and I'm gonna read while I wait for the next load of laundry to be done. There's no comforter on my bed currently. Anyways, I'm gonna read. Okay. Hey, happy Sunday. I actually ended up finishing this last night, so my bad. But that means that I actually read 266 pages total yesterday. Honestly, I feel like it single-handedly pulled me out of my slump, which is exactly what I was hoping it would do. Thank you so much, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You are a miracle worker. This is so Inheritance Games coded. This is literally Inheritance Games, but with a few extra characters and Criminal Minds instead of riddles. And I ate it right up. I ate it right up. So I think I'm gonna settle on 4 stars. I was leaning like maybe towards like 4.5 because I did have such a good time and it was such a quick and easy read and I had a blast. But honestly, sometimes books like this, like young adult thrillers in general, we know my struggle with rating thrillers, but I just find it hard to rate thrillers. I don't know what more to say other than it doesn't feel as like well developed and engrossing, especially when it's young adult, obviously, just because it's like told in a more simple manner, fast paced. We're focusing on also like the lives of these teenagers, etc, etc. So it's the kind of thing that you might not like connect to on an emotional level, obviously, but it was still so much fun. 4 stars. Very excited to have read this. I had to stop myself from going to the store and buying the second one yesterday because I don't want this to just turn into a naturals reading vlog. So yeah, anyways, so I need to go ahead and spin because I'm getting ready to go meet one of my friends at the beach, finally making it to the beach. We're gonna go hang out, catch up. I'm gonna attempt to read. We'll see how much I can actually get done because I haven't seen her in a minute, but we'll see. But in theory, I'll be reading some today and I'm gonna leave it at 200 pages max. I'm gonna do 0 to 200 again for our range and I'm feeling good about that. So, all right, let's see how many pages I have for today. 30. I love to see it. I love to see it. I'll probably read more than this. I've said that every single day, but I mean, it's probably true today because 30 is so little. So I'm taking 28 Summers with me. I read up to page 4 last night before I was like, I need to switch mediums and do something else. But actually page 4 is literally actually just page 2. So I don't know much, actually anything at all. I don't even really know the vibes yet, but I liked the tone and the writing style of those first 2 pages. So promising. I will keep you guys in the loop and I will see you at the beach. Okay. Last time I filmed was at the beach yesterday. It's now Monday afternoon, which means it's our second to last day. So it's now about to be 6 p.m. and I don't know how many pages I have to read today. So accomplished my goal yesterday. I hit the 30-page mark as I would hope I would because it's only 30 pages, but I actually kept going. I was reading before bed and I got to page 50. So not very far at all, but it allowed me to realize when I was reading it, when I got to page 30, I was like, let me just read to the end of this chapter. Then I was like, wait, are there no chapters in this? I found out. Kind of like, well, yeah, girl, obviously. It's broken up. See, like, looking at this from afar, this looks like your mid-chapter, right? It's broken up into each summer, and I flipped through, just skimming, not reading, and it does hit 28 summers. So I read all of summer number 1, and yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it so far, but I think it's really interesting because the narrator, she's like a nameless narrator, nameless, faceless narrator, but she calls Mallory like our girl Mallory. This is very early on, so it's not a spoiler, like it's literally the first sentence of summer number 1. It says, when we first meet our girl Mallory Blessing, and make no mistake, Mallory is our girl. We're with her here through the good, the bad, and the damn near hopeless. Like, Mallory's our girl. Like, this narrator is setting us up to deeply care about Mallory, which is kind of like, I'm wondering, did I even say what this book is about? This book is about a woman named Mallory, and we follow her life over the course of 28 summers. Like the very beginning, we find out that she's dying, she has cancer, she's in hospice care, like it's end of life care. And she tells her son to find this piece of paper in her desk drawer and call the number on it. And a man named Jake McLeod, right? Yeah. Jake McLeod answers, who is like a very prominent public figure, and her son had no idea that they even knew each other, but he tells Jake that she's dying and Jake's like, on my way. Then we go back in time to summer number 1 when she first moves to this beach house in Nantucket that her aunt left to her in her will. And we're gonna basically see her relationship, Mallory's relationship with Jake unfold. From what I know from the synopsis, her and Jake are not always together in the way that they should be, if that makes sense. It's so interesting to see the narrator already setting us up to care deeply for this woman from the very beginning so that when she messes up and when she's doing things that are maybe like not morally sound, we are like disappointed in her but not hating her. At least that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like is the goal. So we'll see. So far, like, she has done nothing wrong. She is just a bright-eyed, I think she's 24. Yeah, summer number 1. It starts in 1993 when she's 24. Also, it's really cool because at the beginning of each chapter of each summer, it tells you like what we're talking about each year. So it gives you kind of like a little time capsule of like pop culture stuff. I just think that's really cool. So far, really enjoying it. I don't have any plans tonight, so we're gonna see what our number generator gives us. But I mean, I read over yesterday and I don't have any plans tonight, so I kind of have a feeling I can make a significant dent in this. I'm gonna leave it up to 200 pages. All right, ready? Here we go. Okay, well, we got 86 pages. Definitely doable considering the night is still young. Let's see if 28 Summers has an audiobook on Spotify. It is on here. Okay, cute. I'll listen to some of this while I'm on a walk, and then I will come back to you when I finish the 87 pages, or 86, sorry, the 86 pages, and slash or when I have thoughts. So, okay, let's go on a walk. This book is like hardcore making me feel like I need to be having an East Coast summer right this second. Like, I understand now why people say that she's the queen of the beach read, because I'm like, I need to be on a beach that's actually, you know, like an enjoyable, habitable beach. who wants to go? Because I need to. I need to be on Nantucket like right now. Hey, once again coming at you from post-work because I forgot to start filming this morning before work because I was running late. So thank you. Yes. So, also clearly was feeling very much East Coast coastal when I got ready this morning because I was like, I need to wear something that fits the Nantucket vibe. The vibes are so good in this. The vibes are so good. And I literally feel like I'm on Nantucket. It just is so summer. It's so summer and I love that. However, I did actually end up reading to page 175 last night, and then I read 5 more pages because where we left off yesterday, I was a bit concerned about something that Jake, our boy Jake, which I don't know if I said this or not, we also referred to Jake as our boy Jake. It's not just our girl Mallory, it's also our boy Jake. So we're also having a bit of a forgiving attitude towards him as well, because he is a key player, obviously. He was maybe considering going to work for the NRA on page 175. I decided to call it quits last night, and then this morning, like, I was sitting at work and I was like, I have to know, like, if the main character in this book starts working for the NRA, like, I fear I have to jump ship. Don't worry, y'all. 5 pages later, it was like, oh, just kidding. So now I'm kind of wondering where these people all fall. One of the key components of this book is that Ursula de Gornsey, Jake's wife, is going to be running for president in 2020. Anyways, that's really neither here nor there in reality, because there's also something more pressing about what will be the determining factor on whether or not somebody likes this book. And that is that there is a lot of cheating, like point blank period. That is the essence of this book. If you don't know what Same Time Next Summer is, it's literally 2 people seeing each other same time every year, regardless of what's happening in their real lives. So if you're not comfortable with that, I would strongly encourage you not to read this book, because that's the entire premise of it. So, which, like, for sure I definitely knew that going in, but like, did I? Feeling a bit squeamish about it. So yeah, anyways, like I said, I'm on page 180 now, and I think, what summer am I on? I'm on summer number 7, so like, I'm wondering if some summers are like really short, because most of them have been long up to this point. Anyways, let's go ahead and spin the wheel, because y'all, I'm really not sure. I'm not sure how I'm feeling in terms of, like, I'm loving the writing style and I'm loving like the vibes and the ambiance of a book set at a beach house on Nantucket, but like, do I have it in me to stick it out? I don't know. So I feel like I have to leave it at 200 for the final day. Might as well. I'm just gonna do 200 and we're gonna see what happens, okay? Okay, so, and here we go. 57, ladies and gentlemen. That is cheese. That is so easy considering I've already read 5 pages so far today. So I just have to read 52. So doable. So, okay, anyways, I might just go ahead and crank that out right now while we still have beautiful sunlight before I cook dinner. Or maybe I'll listen to the audiobook while I cook dinner. That could be fun. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I get up to, but happy last day. Happy last stretch of reading. I have successfully hit every single number, so no way am I gonna let you down and miss today. So talk to you either when I finish my 52 pages or tomorrow for a little debrief. Okay, talk to you in a little.
So proud, which is a navigation table all the way around. But there's no split off the island. Longing she felt for Jake. And Mallory doubts that every
Hi. So First of all, I haven't filmed in this chair, like this corner, in quite some time, and it feels so weird because I'm about to change the entire setup of my room. So this corner is not gonna exist anymore. So I figured I'd get one last little clip in it. Like you saw last night, I listened to quite a bit of 28 Summers while I was cooking and eating dinner. I read from page 175 to 264 yesterday, which is 89 pages. So I read 32 pages more than I was supposed to, which is not a crazy amount, obviously, but that means that I did reach my goal for yesterday, which means I hit my page goal every single day of this challenge. Now, did I kind of make it easy on myself by doing between 150 and 200 every time? Yes. Will I maybe challenge myself to do more next time? Yes, but this was good to like dip my toes in the water because like I said at the beginning of this, I haven't done like a challenge reading vlog in a long time. So this was like a little bit of a trial run, you know? So anyways, let's see. So just to recap what we read in this video. On Wednesday, I read 144 pages of The Fury. Thursday, I read 85 pages of The Fury. Friday, I read 66 pages of The Fury and finished it. I settled on somewhere between 2 and 2.5 stars. Still not sure how I feel. I'm probably gonna just go with 2.5, and then she is going back to a little free library probably this evening or tomorrow. And then also on Friday, I read 42 pages of The Naturals to reach my 108 page goal. And then on Saturday, I was supposed to read 97 pages, but I went ahead and read 266 pages of this and finished it. Give it 4 stars. Really enjoyed it, really fun. If you like the inheritance games or you like young adult / Criminal Minds, like the sound of something that's young adult / Criminal Minds, would highly recommend. On Sunday, I was supposed to read 30 pages, so I read 50 pages of 28 Summers. Monday, I was supposed to read 86 pages and I read 125 pages. And Tuesday, I was supposed to read 57 pages, but I read 89 pages of 28 Summers, which brings me to about 61% through the book according to Goodreads. So in terms of how I'm feeling about this as of yesterday, I really like the writing style. I really like the world. I love the Nantucket setting. I love like the ambiance of this book. I'm just not a huge fan of the storyline. I've never really been a huge fan of the concept of same time next year. I know I seemed intrigued by that in my TBR jar video, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't like cheating in my media. I know some people do. Some people like to get a little taste of the toxicity and the secrecy and the getting away with something like that, but I just personally don't find that escapist. I find it icky, especially when it's the entire setup of a book. So in terms of like my enjoyment level of this, it's one of those things where like I'm really flying through it when I'm reading just because loving all of the elements of the book outside of the story, but as soon as I put the book down, I don't have that like desire to pick it back up because I feel a little bit icky, you know what I mean? And so I think I've decided I'm going to put this one to the side for right now. I think I'm still gonna try and finish it this month considering I'm in the home stretch. I only have 40% left of it and I do like enjoy Ellen Hildebrand's writing. I have a feeling it'll just be like an audiobook thing. Like I'll probably just finish it slowly over the course of the month while I'm reading other things that don't make me feel icky and make me feel like excited to pick the book up. I feel like that's what I need this month. So that means I read 2 3/5 books in this video, which is pretty good for me considering I'm averaging between 5 and 6 books a month. So 3 books, nearly 3 books in a week is very good. Really glad I did this. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and for making it this far if you did, and I will see you in the next one.